Guys, it's Tyler back with the video. Today I'll be bringing you a video of every single LEGO Clone Trooper I have in my collection. Now this video does start off pretty similar to my evolution of the LEGO Clone Trooper with this original 2002 style Phase 1 Clone Trooper, but he is the oldest Clone Trooper I have in my collection and the oldest Clone Trooper there ever was. So we first start off with him. He's just pretty simple and the only 2002 Clone Trooper I have in my collection because he is the only Clone Trooper from 2002. Let's move on to the next year. Next up, we have the Phase 2 91st Recon Clone Trooper from 2005. I did skip 2 years because in 2003, I believe they came out with the ATTE, which just comes with the same 2002 style Clone Trooper. And in 2004, I don't believe they released any Clone Troopers. So this guy comes next in 2005, the first, or well, not really, he's not the first Phase 2 Clone Trooper, but he's one of the first. So let's move on to the next figure I was going to say, and it got fuzzy. Yippee. Let's move on to the next figure. Now you move to 2007, where I have 3 Clone Troopers here, or at least 3 types. We have the Phase 2 Shock Trooper, who I think this was his first time, was 2007, but I'm not entirely sure. I know he came out in AT-AP with white legs, but I don't have that Clone Trooper, and 2, I don't know what year that set came out. Then we have the 327th Clone Trooper. I believe he also came out in 2005 with the turbo tank, but I included him in 2007 because this is the battle pack version, and I think that version from the turbo tank had a comma, so I believe they are different in that respect. Then we have the plain Phase 2 Clone Trooper here. I do have 3 of them total, and he did come out in 2005, but because he's from the battle pack, I included him in the 2007 lineup. So let's move to 2008. Now we have 2008, and I have 1 of the Clone Wars style pilots, and I believe I have 6 of the plain Phase 1 Clone Wars style clones. This was the first year the Clone Wars style Clone Trooper came out, and the first time the Phase 1 Clone Trooper had come back for a long while. I believe the last time since 2008 that there was a Phase 1 Clone Trooper on the market was 2003 in that ATTE. So that is it for 2008. Let's move on to 2009. The Clone Troopers I have from 2009 are the Phase 1 Clone Wars style Gunner and the Phase 1 Clone Wars style Commander. Now I do only have 1 of each of these figures, and they did come in the 2009 Clone Troopers Battle Pack, or the Clone Walker Battle. I don't remember the exact name, but people call it the Clone Walker Battle Pack, and I don't know if that's the real name or not, but that is what I will call it. That is basically it for 2009. Let's move to 2010. Now we have 2010 here, where I know there was the Venator, which I think came out in 2009. So these Clone Commandos you see here were not the first renditions, but these ones are from the Cad Bane Speeder, which is from 2010. So we have the regular plain one there, which I only have 1 of, and then I have 1 of the captains there. And then we move on to the Toys R Us exclusive one-off 2010 Swamp Speeder Phase 2 Clone Trooper there, and I do have kind of 2 of them. This one, I'm just going to turn him around for a second. I do have him, and then I have an incomplete one. And the incomplete one, I don't know if you count this as a second figure or not, because so it is misprinted, but the back of the helmet is the older mold of helmet. They are a different helmet mold, so I don't know if you count that as 2 different figures or not, but nevertheless, they are still there, so let's move on to 2011. Next, we move to 2011, where we start off with the Bomb Squad Trooper from the Battle Pack. I do have 2 of them from the Battle Pack. Then we go to the Lightning Squadron ARF Trooper. That is the designation of this ARF Trooper. I have looked it up and confirmed it on, I think, Wikipedia or something. You just look up Lightning Squadron ARF on Safari or Google or whatever, and you should find this guy. And I do have 2 of them because I ordered a second one. Then we have the Horn Company Trooper from that same battle pack, and I do have 2 of him as well because I had ordered a second one as well. Then we have an incomplete Commander Wolf, who will hopefully one day be complete with some very, very expensive parts. His legs are like $40, and the helmet, good, because there's one on the market for like $25. It's really bad. He said it's really scratched up, but the good one is like $50, so he's going to be a very expensive one to complete, but hopefully one day I do have him complete. So that is my 2011 lineup. Let's move to 2012. Next up in 2012, we only have 2 figures and they're from the same battle pack. I don't know if there were any new clone troopers in 2012. There probably were, but I do not have them. So we only have 2 clone troopers here, where we have a Rancor Battalion ARF Trooper from the Elite Clone Troopers battle pack. I have 3 of them. And then I have a Commander Hammer. He was actually on Camino for like 1 split-second scene. So he is not just an ARF Trooper, he does have a name. And I have 2 of him. So let's move on to 2013. Next, in 2013 here, we have 4 different figures. They are all, or not all of them, but 3 of them are Episode 2 Phase 1 Clone Troopers. We have the plain one to the left there. He was actually my first ever Clone Trooper, so for me, he is nostalgic. And then we have the Phase 1 Commander in yellow there. And then to his right, we have the 2013 Phase 1 Lieutenant, who is missing a helmet and a gun. So one day he will be complete, but he is incomplete, unfortunately. Then we have the 501st Phase 2 Clone Trooper there, and he looks really good, and I believe he was one of, if not the first Clone Trooper to be in that new Phase 2 style with the new Phase 2 helmet there. So let's move on to 2014. Next up here, we have 2014. Now, in this year, there was a ton of new Phase 2 Clone Troopers, which was a fantastic year. I would say 2013 and 2014 were absolutely fantastic years. You got basically every Phase 1 Geonosis Episode 2 style Clone Trooper in 2013, and then you get a ton of different variants of realistic style Phase 2 Clone Troopers in 2014, which is really great. So we'll start off on the left, where we have the 501st Pilot, which I believe he actually came out in 2013, so that was probably a mistake by accidentally adding him into this order, but he is here, and he is a figure. I do have only 1 of him. Then we move to the Kashyyyk Recon Trooper. I don't know their exact name, but I just call them the Recon Clone Troopers because I think that's their name, but I don't know for sure. I believe I have maybe 5 or 6 of them. Then we move on to the Kashyyyk Scout Troopers, where I think I have 8 of them. Then we go to the 212th Airborne Trooper, where I just have the 1. And then we go to the regular 212th Trooper, who I have 2 of. Then we go to the Shock Trooper, who is in the Clone War style, who I have 1 of. He's very expensive these days. Then we go to the, people call him Commander Neo, but I would just call him the 91st Bark Trooper, or the 91st Recon Trooper. And he's definitely a cool one. I do have 2 of him. And then we go to the updated realistic style plain Phase 2 Clone Trooper there, who he goes for about $25 these days. He's pretty expensive, and I only have 1 of him. So let's move on to 2015. Next up here, we have 2015. Now, first we start off with 2 Senate Commandos. We have the plain regular one, which I have 3 of from the battle pack. We have the Captain, which I have 1 of from the battle pack. Then we have the Clone Lieutenant, the Phase 1 Lieutenant with leg printing, who I got from the Hailfire droid, and I have 1 of him. And then I have the 2 Geonosis Clone Troopers. We have the regular Phase 2 Geonosis Trooper and the Airborne Geonosis Trooper, and I have 1 of each of them. So let's move on to the next year. Next up in 2016, we have Commander Gree. I have 1 of him from the Clone Turbo Tank, and that's really all to say about him. So let's move on to 2017. 2017 is another year with just 1 Clone Trooper, unfortunately. This is the Phase 2 Gunner from the Clone, they call it the Clone Fighter Tank, but it's like the I don't even know, TIX, I don't know, something Saber Tank. So yeah, that's him, and let's move on to 2018. Now in 2018, unfortunately, we still have 1 Clone Trooper, who is the Geonosis Episode 2 style of Clone Trooper with printed legs. Now, not too much to say about him. Let's move to 2019. Here we have our clones from 2019. Now, unfortunately, we only have 2 again, but we do have another Commander Gree this time. His leg print is a little different, where that little stripe on his left leg, our right, is, I believe, brown, and the other one is gray. And then the Scout Trooper, just in the groin region, there is more printing that is tan color. So Only a few minuscule changes to these figures, but let's move on to 2020. Here we have 2020. Now, I did forget to mention in the previous years, in 2017, the gunner, I do have 2 of him, and then the episode 2 style clone trooper, I do have 2 of him, and then the scout trooper from 2019, I have 2 of him as well. So now we have, first starting off in 2020, the 501st trooper, who I have 16 of. Then we go to the airborne trooper, which I have just 1 of him from the Grievous Starfighter. Then I have 4 jet troopers here, the 501st jet troopers. And then, as my cat is being very annoying outside, I do have 1 332nd clone trooper. Well, that's going to conclude this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. And I would say this is definitely a good video for me to do, just to see what clones I need. And yeah, hopefully one day I'll have every clone there is, but there's definitely some expensive ones out there. So I don't know, we'll have to see. But thank you all for watching. Definitely comment down below your thoughts on what clones I should get, what different types I should get. Like the video if you like all the types of clones that I have, and subscribe to the channel for more just random LEGO Star Wars stuff. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in another video.